Hey, welcome back. Let's go. JayborinoPlays here. It's Insurrection Remastered. We're heading into Mission 14, Infestation at New Dresdin. With Brontes 4 isolated, the Protoss' safety must be secured. Attack the root of the problem and eliminate all hostiles on the planet. I'm sure we'll be able to do that in one map, just everything. All the hostiles. I think this is the third time the New Dresdin map is reused, actually.
It is foolish to believe anything but destruction will result from this unruly and savage world. I recommend we eliminate all life upon the planet's surface.
We were like them once.
An embarrassing reminder of a far distant past. As we have isolated Brontes 4 from its planetary neighbors, it is time to strike at the root of the problem. It is the only way to ensure the Zerg's elimination.
It is my intent to focus our strike at the source of this infection. Demiarch speaks wisdom. The elimination of the Terrans may be extreme. However, the safety of the Protoss cannot be weighed for the lives of one world. Syndrea, I place the Vanguard beneath your capable leadership. You are hereby charged with establishing a stronghold on Brontes 4. I will leave Demiarch, Edulon, and Ada Xerxes to control you in matters of war and negotiation. As for the fate of the Terrans, determine where their loyalties lie. Preserve them, if possible. I will return to lead the main assault.
I hope to prove you worthy, Executor.
While you prepare for our arrival, I shall guide the bulk of the fleet throughout the surrounding planetary bodies, eliminating any sign of further Zerg conquest. Antaro Doom, Judicator.
Advisors. I have chosen 3 targets for the primary assault. Ada Xerxes?
Judicator.
Your legions shall strike at the region of Adbakan. Edulon?
Yes, Judicator.
You will lay siege to the city-state known to the Terrans as New Dresdin. Demiarch?
My lady.
As Andraxis' most trusted, I place upon you the duty of greatest importance. You must assault one of the central hives on Brontes 4, located within the Carvalho region.
As you wish.
Proceed, and may glory follow in your wake.
She sends you to your death. You've seen the extent of Carvalho's corruption. Only the strength of the fleet will end their existence.
Perhaps, if your words speak prophecy, then I shall die. Honor demands no less.
Andraxis values your word too highly. Syndria seeks to rid herself of your influence.
My victory lies in the spirit. There I shall stand unconquered.
May the gods guide your blades.
What an idiot. All right, destroy the infestation at New Dresdin. She was Syndrea and Syndria in the same briefing, and Demiarch unironically said, "Milady." Yikes. Okay, here we go. Again, this is the same New Dresdin map used for the 3rd time. Drop site located. Prepare to engage the Zerg. Here we are. There's Edulon. Forgot to lock my mouse in the window. Clear the drop shot from the Zerg. Let's get Edulon up here. We lost a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. I think we meet up with our Terran buddies this time. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Let's get rid of the hatchery quickly. God, we want to get rid of all the colonies first. And Edulon, let's see, she's pretty beefed up. I think typically it's 240, 240. Now it's 300, 300. A base of 4 armor is crazy and 70 damage. That's a lot more damage. The survivability is up a lot with the armor, but in terms of like how much actual health and shields, it's not super high. It's not much higher. Again, it's 60 more shield, 60 more HP, which is a lot. Again, considering the fact that she has 4 base armor. So anyway, I guess we can kill these overlords. It really can't hurt. That was weird. Classic Dragoons being weird. There we go.
I am a warrior.
And there's our probes. So before we do, I mean, we could approach this 2 ways. We could sit in this little area and get a base set up. Alternatively, we could just go and cross the bridge. Let's take the Dragoons, and, well, let's just take a contingent of Zealots, Edulon, and some Dragoons. And go and meet Big J.
Who the hell are they?
You are not tainted, Terrans. You may live.
As they say, the enemy of my enemy is tall, dark, and ugly?
Charlie Vane! Classic one-liner, Charlie Vane. All right, we got Jack Frost. Let's move on over here and get our buddies up here to help us. The bunker cannot be saved. There's Charlie Vane. Let's get up here and destroy these Guardians. It's working. I mean, New Dresdin doesn't particularly need our help right now. We're able to take this stuff out. There we go. They're gone. We'll back out. We have some New Dresdin elite guards here. We got a really weird mineral layout. So is that Edgelin? Yeah, of course that was Edgelin. Okay, well, we'll restart it. That's okay. I'll be back. I looked away for a moment. I'm like, Jack Frost and Edgelin are just sitting right on the edge. They're going to easily get pulled into the colonies. Oh, well. Okay, let's try it again.
May the gods guide
Classic.
your
Here we go.
legs.
Heading in. Jack Frost, how's it going, buddy? Say your little line. Well, Charlie Vane. Let's hear your one line.
They.
You are not tainted, Terrans. You may live.
As they say, the enemy of my enemy is tall, dark, and ugly.
The enemy of my enemy. Okay, yeah, we know.
Let's show
So we're going to move up here and do the same thing. Charlie Vane, very first thing. I mean, now we kind of know what we're expecting here. We want to get Charlie down here quickly. Okay, just picking these things off one by one. Edgelin, don't run in. Jack Frost, don't run in. We're going to move you guys back. Okay, and we're going to hang out here for a moment. There we go. The Ultralisks are gone. We have a brief reprieve. The creep hasn't even receded yet for us to do anything. So, here's Edgelin. Okay, so we're safe. Meanwhile, let's get started. Again, weird mineral layout. Let's just go ahead and start with the Terran. I mean, this might as well just be a Terran mission, period. Like, why not, you know? Yeah, the only ways they can really get in is through here, so we could set up a bunker here and kind of keep them closed in. Alternatively, we just make a boatload of zealots. We have our, and then once we get all of our heroes.
Hello? Anybody home?
Once we get all of our heroes in good shape and repaired up, we've got 3 elite guards, 4 elite guards. That's really good. So for now, let's just start upgrading our heroes specifically. We can get vehicle weapons as well. And then Jack Frost. Please, please, please. Okay, so we should be okay. Let's save. Okay? And then I could make a nexus up here instead. Like, my nexus could be up here. Alternatively, I guess it makes more sense that it's further down here. So let's get this set up when we can afford it. It really can't hurt, and our Terran buddies will defend my Protoss base. Or at least they will defend the only way into the Protoss base. So let's repair up my elite guards. Repair and repair.
Vane, ready to
I think one of my rates is pretty low as well, so you guys are all going to get repaired.
May the gods
Let's
guide
show
your
'em we mean
legs.
business.
We got a couple medics just in case. That's worth building, even though we still haven't made our nexus. The faster we get this nexus out, though, it'll pay for itself very quickly, because we already have 6 probes to mine with, so we just got to get it laid down very quickly. So, 370, 370, there we go. Okay, that's all we needed. Boom. Okay, so that will finish eventually. Again, it's just a weird layout. We could destroy this bunker and build a second command center. Alternatively, we'll just rely on the Protoss base. And then meanwhile, there's so many colonies, it's absurd. I love the New Dresdin map, though, honestly, because it's small. I really, really like that. I'm very, very pleased with how tiny the New Dresdin map is. Okay, so why don't you come over here and repair this, and then here. And we're just going to put some siege tanks right here, and then we're going to support them with zealots, most likely. I think that would work. U-238 shells, yes, please. Okay. What we can do is just have Edgelin just sit down here. We'll put her on hold position, and then... Yep, just waiting here. So we might get dropped down here, which would be hilarious. So let's just be extra careful. We'll set up a pylon here so we can get a couple cannons around just in case they bring some overlords over. But yeah, classic Insurrection. This is just slam-packed with a boatload of enemy colonies. It is what it is. We don't even have the ability to increase our Protoss supply at this point.
All right.
All right. No ghosts. Firebats, obviously a great option against Zerg. But for now, again, let's just focus on getting this all saturated up. Getting our Protoss base set up. Not really necessary. I could just go straight to siege tanks. As long as once we got a couple tanks, this would not be a problem, but we're not quite there yet. So repair here. And I also want to just continue my upgrades as fast as possible. So
upgrade complete.
I suppose
Upgrade complete.
let's just get +1 everything before we get a science facility, if we can even get a science facility. I don't know. We don't even have a factory, I don't think. Yeah, we don't even have a factory, so that's going to be step number 2. And then we need a starport, and then we need a science facility. Alternatively, we just say, well, we have 1-1 this map, and that's where we're staying. Okay, let's get some more pylon coverage. And just try to get this all saturated up. And then once this is saturated, we get a couple cannons along the coast so that we don't get dropped on like I mentioned. But this is safe. Over here, we get a cluster of tanks right here, or like a couple here, a couple over here. We can start pecking away at their buildings, and then meanwhile our bunkers are all stocked up. So should be just fine. We'll leave an SCV over here. Yeah, sure, Caduceus reactor, and then we'll get a couple more Marines and then fire bats, which we know are very good.
Use a little help.
This is going to be one where we just run in with Jack Frost. We have extremely powerful heroes, and I could try to just win with the heroes that I have. I think we're just going to need a couple tanks because the enemy just has an absurd amount of colonies. Okay, here we go. I mean, here we go. It's over. It's fine. This is done. Machine shop. We might as well throw down that starport with the intention of eventually getting... a science facility. That's it. That's all we need. So, we got turrets there. I mean, rather than spending money on cannons, which I will probably do anyway, but I was just thinking I could bring an SCV down here and make, I could just bring an SCV down here and make, missile turrets instead. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. It's nice that we get so many supply depots, though, but then we start from complete scratch. Because this is the Protoss campaign, that's why I'm probably going to take my time and actually build a Protoss army. Because otherwise, you're like, what's the point? Again, we'll just make a couple tanks, but otherwise, I don't think I want to go, like, huge with Goliaths. We'll do, like, tanks. Tanks and firebats are all I want to rely on the Terran with, and then I'll make a Protoss army, and this will just take way longer than it needs to. How does that sound? It sounds great to me. Gateway time. The forge is done, so let's just go ahead and throw down a couple cannons along the ledges. Okay. Got one more down here. And that makes me feel kind of safe. We'll get one more. Nice, and now we have tanks. Realistically, again, we only need a couple tanks. As soon as we start attacking with the tanks, though, the enemy will get extremely upset with us. So we just have to be ready. We have to be ready to attack when... We have to be absolutely ready to attack once we start sieging up and moving. So let's just get some firebats. They'll protect us from Zerglings. Granted, I mean, Egelin's really good and can do the same thing, but I would much rather rely on firebats, which we know are extremely good. I would not be surprised if my heroes die. We might maybe want to start up here and just start poking away, so that we don't have to kind of backtrack. So let's move these guys away. We can bring Charlie and kind of cover us as we do this. We've also got all of these new Dresdin elite guards. Okay, start repairing. And I'd say let's just go ahead and get started. Now, I expected like a flood of units. That's not too many. Yep, there's the flood. Okay, let's move on over with these units. And the power of new Dresdin elite guards right there, baby. Okay, let's keep this one back. Keep this one back. We're gonna lose him. We're gonna lose him. Oh my God, he was trapped. Agilin, just get in there. Help us out, buddy. Okay, let's back up here. We lost a new Dresdin elite guard. He did his best for us. But again, this is one of those where you're so close to the enemy that if you're not extra careful, you're gonna draw them into you and just get absolutely smoked. So this is why we're kind of inching with the tanks. I think all we need to do is hold position with the Goliaths. The problem is they move too close. Okay, move up. Protect them. Okay, hold position. Okay, and then we're losing tanks. So meanwhile, down here, let's start making Dragoons. We don't even have a Cybernetics core. Woohoo! So it looks like we're pretty... Oh no, that's weird. We can't make High Templar, but we can make a little of everything else. So just start making Zealots, even though I mentioned we weren't going to make Zealots. Let's make Zealots. And then meanwhile, we can continue our upgrades. Because the Terrans start with so much more, like, why would you not primarily be making Terran units here? And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I know it's kind of silly, but that's... It makes sense. Okay. Making a lot more fire bats because they're fun. Here are our tanks. We can start pushing into the heartland of the Zerg hive cluster. When you think hive cluster, this is what I think of. Like this is an actual hive cluster. It's like a huge cluster of Zerg buildings. They're really dug in tight. At the same time, the amount of colonies is just extremely irritating to deal with. And then, of course, Jack Frost, who's going to be able to run in here at any moment and just absolutely smoke the shit out of the enemies. Okay. Singularity Charge, yes. Dragoons is what I was talking about. Coupled with the new Dresdin Elite Guards, that should be pretty much all of our anti-air. And then we'll keep getting more and more tanks. At a certain point, we'll be able to just run in there, but not really, because there's so many defensive structures that it seems it's dangerous because there's so many sunken colonies. I don't think we're ever going to be able to just straight up auto attack. Granted, again, our heroes are extremely strong, so I don't know. We can go both ways. Charlie Vane's wingman just sacrificed himself. That's Edgelin. No. Crap. She lives? She lives? Get healed. Get healed, Edgelin. You did your best for us. Okay, Singularity Charge is on its way out. We're getting more Dragoons. You all can make your way up here. Probe, you don't. I like these maps because they're short and sweet, but they're not super easy. Okay, was that their... yeah, we're just getting rid of... I mean, their spawning pool is gone. They can't make anything else. Well, except Ultralisks, I suppose. Okay, so I think with this, we can go with Charlie Vane. Actually, let's not. We can go with everyone else, but not Charlie Vane because there's too many spore colonies around the edges. But the amount of sunken colonies is reasonable. So let's get in there. There's Jack Frost. I see him. Edgelin, we can go in with you as well. She's getting hit. But she's fine. Okay, great. You know, here I was at the beginning. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I'll focus on a Protoss army. I mean, I did make some Protoss units, so I am proud of myself there. I tried, but again, the Terran, like the fire bats are beefed up to the point where it's like, why would I not make them? Because they're really, really good. Sad that we lost one new Dresdin Elite Guard to pathing. He got stuck, but that's it. Just very, very, very fast map. Not much more to say there. I think the idea is. You're not really meant to push across that bridge because you don't know what's over there. You imagine it's an enemy base. So they probably expected the player to build up their Protoss base before they even bothered. Then it's like, oh, look, wait, here's Jack Frost. But if you would have done that would have just meant that I had a Protoss army, and then we still would have swept because we had a bunch of Terran units as well. I don't know. Considering how powerful our heroes are, I find myself rushing to upgrades a lot faster. So, because they pay off for heroes so much. I mean, I think the best part of what Vorgozz has done here, besides the basic quality of life stuff, in terms of saving me time, making the victory objectives not every building, but just production buildings, is a huge, huge time saver, and I really, really appreciate that. But at the same time, I think in terms of fun factor, outside of saving me a ton of time, which I am very appreciative of, is the hero changes. They're just so fun to use. They're also a huge liability because you're not afraid to use them, so then when they do still die, you can lose a lot of progress. But still, it's kind of made up for in the sense that you don't have to trace down every missile turret. Anyway, simple map. I'll head on to the next one. I'll see you next time. Bye now.